All right. Good evening, everybody. Let's do a brief visual and audio check. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully good. You can see, hear everything okay. That intro almost made you click into a position. All good. All good. How was your weekend? How's everybody's weekend? You do anything fun? Do anything good? Relax, catch Nick for a tick just a little bit ago. That's always great to catch. Give me a few minutes while I get a couple things set up on my end. That's not what you want to see when you're short? What do you mean? Good. Anyway, let's get started. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Slow Markets. I'm Coach Dakota. Coach DBA, as always, there is our Topstep risk disclosure in the YouTube chat. This is for educational purposes only, as always. But let's get to it. This is beginning of the week, beginning of a new week. It's a full week, not a short week. It's Sunday night. We have the open. We'll do our regular rapid fire. We'll go through the Nasdaq, crude oil, Nikkei, and then talk about gold. Maybe even silver for a brief moment. And then, see if there's any trades that set up. You can see I'm in a long on the Nasdaq now. Let's go over it. Let's go over everything, actually. So here's the daily chart. And, sure enough, we did have a bullish, Thursday, bullish Friday. We are starting this move to the long side where, possibly a higher low, where we're looking for these higher lows. And maybe we got one. Like there's a decent chance. And I'm looking for this market to maybe come up and test these highs, maybe come up towards these 600s, upper 600s, at minimum, maybe 590s, that's a possibility. And as we zoom out, if we do get any, if we do break through, then my next target's going to be around 20,900s, just looking for this very basic technical analysis. But yeah, it's been, last week was very choppy. It was a short week, and you can see we've been kind of stuck in this, I don't know if I want to call it a range, but we have been stuck around this area, as you can see, pretty much for 2 weeks almost, where you could see this was 2 days of consolidation. We broke to the upside during a holiday, and then the very next day we went all the way back down, sold all the way off down to 20,200s, found some support there, and it's been a little bit choppy ever since then. If we zoom into an hourly chart, kind of the same thing. Technically, the trend is still intact because you can see we're continuing to make higher lows. We did try and break down on, what was this, Thursday, and nope, market decided rejected, had that massive rally, pull back, higher low, and now we are pushing near their session highs. And then let's continue to zoom in, and you can see where this was major resistance. And now major resistance is another key, decision zone, support and resistance. You can see there's a lot of chop there on Friday around this zone. No clear direction. We tried to break out, a few times, and then we tried to break to the downside. But market stayed strong. We held up, and now we're pushing these highs around these 520s, 530s. And if we do get a nice breakout, that's what I'm looking for, obviously. That's what you can see I'm in a long. But you can take a look at this. I want to see if we can break through this resistance. This is a resistance that I am watching tonight and going into tomorrow morning right around these 520s. And if we can get back up here and break through, I think there's a decent chance to come up and see these upper 500s come into play. Maybe we could go back into this zone that we were in, these maybe 610 to 640s, a few weeks, what was this, on the 14th, 15th. But yeah, that's what I'm watching. That's what I'm going through, and we'll see how it plays out. Obviously, I'm a bull. You can see I'm in a long position. Let's go through. Any questions? Keep an eye. You guys could always keep an eye on this. Follow along. I don't mind. Let's take a look at crude oil. And if you guys do have questions, just post them in the chat. We have amazing moderators. If I miss it, I'll try and get to it. Yeah, let's go through. Crude oil. Man, crude oil is something else. I really was looking for this to be a higher low, right? Where we came and we're looking for this to be a higher low. You know what this is looking like now? I mean, you can see how, is this going to happen? Is this what's going to happen? I don't know. Where we ran down really hard, and I told you crude oil does this. I was thinking that maybe this was it. This was it. I mean, that was quite the sell-off, and then I don't know. I think it's sure if you want to be a bull on crude oil, maybe that is it. Where pattern recognition. Could this be a similar pattern where we make a run down and then we have that nice rally? I know there was a lot of headline news that helped feed this rally, but I have mixed feelings about it. I really do. I mean, I've been trying to make an argument to buy crude, and it seems like every single time I do, you can see we've had these sell-offs come in. Let me zoom in so it looks a little bit better for everybody. But yeah, you can see I was trying to find reasons and areas to buy it up here for a breakout play to see if we could have a run up and see, into like 72, maybe 70, 71 and a half, 71 and 3/4. And yeah, here we are once again. I just don't find a reason to sell. It's hard for me to sell this market. Let's just say that. And when it's hard for me to sell it, I of course like to look for the opposite side, which is longs. This is an hourly chart on crude. But yeah, maybe we just wait. Maybe there is a return back into this consolidation, and we go back up towards this $70.50. I can see that. The next level, if we do start to sell off, then on the downside, maybe we come back and see what these 66, how these 66s, if they want to hold these 66s. Until then, I feel like we're kind of in the middle. Man, there is that argument to be made. I mean, this was key resistance, right? Support, resistance. Yeah, I think when I'm indecisive like this, it's no trade for me. No trade. If I'm going to trade this, it would be to the long side, even though, if I, luckily I didn't really get into a position. Anyway, let's take a look at Nikkei. Nikkei, Japanese market. Nothing too crazy. Nothing I'm liking too much yet. I mean, we are finding some support. We're finding a lot of support down here at this 39,000 level. It looks like we just bounced off of 39,000 again tonight. If we look at a smaller time frame, you could see that where we had this was all tonight, right? Yeah, this was all tonight where we had, looks like we just had a nice sell-off tonight of 1.25% almost. Yeah, that's all tonight. The Nikkei had a nice sell-off, and now we're recovering. So this might be a trade I'm liking. I don't know. This is an interesting one. I am long the Nasdaq, but they're not exactly correlated. But this is a nice area of support that it looks like it has that chance of becoming support again. I mean, we just rejected it immediately, so I don't know. If anything, if I was going to play alongside, I'd look for just a long to maybe return back up to where we opened. And I'd wait for something like this, some type of a pullback, then a reversal and a continuation. But sometimes the Nikkei just goes. You can see where it doesn't really give us many opportunities. I'm gonna pass. I'll keep my eyes on the Nikkei, and if there is an opportunity, I am probably going to jump on it and take it. Anyway, let's take a look at gold. Gold, we do all-time highs, everybody. All-time highs, everybody. Here we are, all-time highs. Did we just hit a new one? Is that a new all-time high? Did we just hit another all-time high in slow markets? I think so. Already. while I was talking? Did we? I think we did. Yeah, 2740.9, and then immediate rejection. Okay, is this going to be another night where I'm asking everybody who's short? Who's short this market? Man, I mean, I don't want to be short this market. As much as I can say from a technical standpoint, sure, but yeah, you could see what happened when we was breaking out. Maybe there was an opportunity for a little sell. I mean, look how messy this is to try and short it. I mean, it's going up and up and up, and 2740 is the new all-time high. Anybody's guess is as good as mine when it comes to knowing where crude or where gold's going to be. So I'm going to stay hands off on gold because, I mean, what do we do? Like, what is there? I mean, we talked about this last time. This is a daily chart. And, you know, maybe we see 2758s, the upper 2750s, maybe 27, the lower 60s. That's a possibility. I don't want to touch it. I mean, this is not a market for me to trade other than looking for opportunities to buy. And then even now, like it's a difficult market to buy because we've already came so far. Let's take a look at silver. I'm curious on silver. Maybe there's more room to silver. You could see, I don't know. I don't know. This is another difficult one where could there be more room to the upside on silver? I mean, you could see silver. I don't trade silver very often, but you could see where we broke out, pulled back, and this is a daily chart. Maybe we're getting, maybe there's more room to run on silver. I don't know. I don't trade silver. I mean, look at that. That was quite the move. Maybe looking for a pullback. I could see a pull. Maybe if we do get a pullback to 33, but that might be asking a lot for it. I don't know. I'm gonna skip silver. Let's take a look at Nasdaq. I want to look at Nasdaq from a 5-minute chart, and let's get to some questions. We do see a spike in volatility at gold, usually around 8 p.m. Central. But let's take a look at Nasdaq. You can see my stop loss is sitting around 480. If we do cover that, I'm considering moving my stop loss up. I actually might do that. I might move my stop loss to something like this. We'll see. I'm going to keep it there for now, and then I might move it up. But let's get to some questions. We could watch this trade play out. Hopefully it works out well. Get some questions. Go through here. All right, let's get to it's going to be a crazy week, everybody. Just a quick update on my end. I will not be here Tuesday night. I am getting all 4 of my wisdom teeth pulled, so I will not be here Wednesday night. I will not be here Tuesday night. So yeah, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. I'll confirm about Thursday night as well. But I will be on Fast Markets tomorrow morning. I will be on Fast Markets, I believe, Tuesday morning. But, yeah, it's going to be crazy. I still have the private group coaching that is going to be coming up. And then, of course, what you guys have been hearing is the VIP. I've decided that I am perfectly fine on doing a VIP group. And, I was kind of off and on, but I ended up saying yes, which I think it's going to be very great, and it's going to be fun. So, like I said, stay tuned. More details to come. I don't have all the details, so don't be asking when it is exactly or, how do you sign up. Most likely it's going to be exactly how the other ones are, where I will provide a form during class, and during the class you could fill it out, and it's going to be specific to slow markets. I want it to be specific to you guys, to everybody here in slow markets. Of course, I'm not going to be able to pick everybody out. I'm not going to be able to pick, okay? I don't think that is as fair. I wish I could say, oh, I want to pick this person, this person, this person. But trust me when I say the more you're in class, the greater your odds are with being on the VIP. I think that's as much as I really have. So, yeah, RM. So the more you're in class, the higher your odds are. And I'm going to make sure I'm going to work with the team to make sure that is the case. Gino, it's rigged. How is it rigged? I don't understand that comment. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We was looking at right now, you'll have more details by the first week of November. The first week of November is when you guys will get most of the details. Yeah. You're going to be picked last. And here's the thing. If there's so many traders here at Topstep. If you do not happen to be picked or part of the VIP, they are going with like Topstep's always going to be, I don't know, reloading. I don't know. Just like a normal sports team. If they get injured, they leave, then a new one's going to come take their place. That's how it's going to be. Let's take a look at this. Nasdaqs are slow. The market is slow. Watching these other ones. If you guys see anything, just shout it out. I'm going to go ahead and move this order right there. Lock in some of these profits. Let's see if we could break new session highs tonight. No, I have not announced the private group coaching yet. I really want to get past these wisdom teeth being pulled out on Tuesday, and then I'll be able to focus more on it. You've learned so much just by showing up. Well, that's the point. That's the goal. That's the goal of showing up to slow markets. And I'm trying to be more active, everybody. I really am. You guys could see I've been active on Twitter, the social media. So you guys could see I'm doing my best and putting in the effort. It's kind of wild. It really is. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know. Some people just are. I don't understand some people. I really don't. It's like, and I feel like here is something that's very, very important. And I've been getting this question a lot. Okay. Why are we getting a series 3? Why Coach Dakota? Why did you go get a series 3? Like, what was the point? And if you guys are following along on social media, MP kind of cleared it up. Anybody could go take a series 3 test. I went and I took it. You guys, anybody here in the US, you guys could go out and take a series 3. But the idea behind that is it's showing everybody that you know what you're talking about. You're not just some random person online just blowing smoke. The idea is that, yes, you know what you're talking about. You know the rules, the regulations. You know what a future is. You know what an options are. You know what these different things are. And I think that's very important. Yes, I did pass, if that's the question. And right now, that's it. You guys are going to be surprised to hear this from me, is that the futures markets are a whole lot bigger than just the prop firms. Okay, the futures market is huge. It's not just a few prop firms. It's a very huge industry. Okay, and in any way that myself or that I can help others improve it. Now that we're seeing, Webull, we're seeing Robinhood introduce futures, and we're gonna have a lot of people that have never traded futures before try and get into this futures world. And I think it's very, very important to continue to find ways to help grow it, improve it, and then, maybe shine some light where it needs to be shined in terms of, hey, there's so much craziness going on in the internet. If you want to come watch this, these people know what they're talking about because of XYZ. And that's the reality. And it's kind of funny to see it on social media, all the different opinions and craziness, and me not understanding half the stuff on what people say. But that's the reality. And I know we have traders around the world, and we have traders from every age group. So I could guarantee you there's people in here from age 18 to 80. And that's the reality that we live in. Is we're going to always have new traders coming into the market, and we're going to have older traders leaving the market as well. And so to keep that experience and to help provide a better platform for that growth and, help this community grow, I think is very important. So that's the reason for it. 67, 60s. Yeah, it's crazy, Greg. Yeah. So that's the reason for it, if anybody asks. And then, all it's going to do is open up more doors, right? I mean, that's the whole goal. You never know what the future is going to hold. You never do. I mean, why not, right? I might have. This market is just slow. It is Sunday night. So crude oil's starting to. This is crude. This is crude oil now. This is tempting. It's tempting to get into a long on crude oil, to be honest. I might. This is looking pretty bullish on my end. What do you guys, what's everyone think? I'm really liking crude. Getting into a long to break session highs. I like crude. I don't know. We'll see. I could see us getting up to maybe 69.40s tonight. Maybe we could come up and at least test this. I could see that. Needs to break the last lower high here. Yeah, I could see that. First we're gonna have to get over the session highs that we made. You can see we made this. This is a key area. There's support, resistance. We have some support here, so we do need to at least test it, break through it. And yeah, this is only a 5 minute, and then possibly looking for us to accept back into this consolidation. That's what it would be. I mean, first, see if we could accept back into this consolidation. Maybe test 70. That'd be right in the middle. Then 71.50 or 70.50s. That'd be the next. Let's take a look at the Nikkei. Let's take a look. Yeah, Nikkei's continuing to bounce. Let's take a look at gold. It is almost 8 p.m. Central. And so maybe we could watch gold here for a few moments while I get to a few more questions. And then maybe, should we review some trader statistics? If you have your statistics, maybe we could review them while we watch gold, see what gold's going to do. Good evening from Daytona Beach. Welcome. Water Arms. Oil needs to test lower before it moves higher. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Crude oil could move. I mean, yeah. If we can switch back to that if we're talking about crude oil. ARD. I did review the Nikkei, but we could always bounce back. Like I said, I'm looking for trades as well. I'm watching these markets. This is crude oil, and I am bullish crude oil. I've been bullish for a little bit. However, it's never a direct line. And if we look at this hourly chart, and this is something I was talking about earlier, is now these are starting to look similar, right? A push down, and then are we going to have a huge rally? I don't know. We did get that push down, and so let's see. Let's see if we can find at least back up into the test 70, maybe 70 40s. It would be nice to see. Let's take a look at Nikkei. Someone was asking about the Nikkei. We can take a look at that. Yeah, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. This is looking at for a nice support. We did reject again tonight. And if we zoom into the 5-minute chart, yeah, I mean, that's maybe we come back down and test this area again. I could see that. If and I say area, everything's zones, right? Looking for very basic support and resistance concept. Maybe we come down and test this again. This is what I would like to see, come down, retest, and then maybe look for an opportunity for a continuation up higher. Thank you from Louisiana. Ooh, Georgia. You guys, who's watching football? Who's watching football? Who prefers to watch slow markets over football? That's another question. Let's take a look at gold. 2 minutes until 8 p.m. Central, and then we take a look. See if there's a spike in liquidity here. Spike in volatility. Yep. Me? You watch both? We're going to play some conkers. Yeah. Okay, so that's the all-time high, right? This is the all-time high. Watching football. Yeah, I haven't watched football today, but my Green Bay Packers did win. My fantasy football team is just not doing good at all, but my Packers won. So that's a good thing. Kansas City Chiefs, another win today. You're watching both? Seahawks slammed. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is my quarterback, and he's not really done anything for me. Andrews, your Packers won too? The markets are slow when we're talking football. I'm not seeing much of anything else. Let's take a look at what the Nasdaq is doing. I was looking for us to push up right there, and we're not. Okay, 8 p.m. spike in volatility. Let's take a look at gold. Okay, let's see how the market's going to react. Yeah, markets they feel like they're still on the weekend, but we're seeing some volatility come in here. And it's a short session tonight. If you guys did not know, it is a short session. It is Sunday nights. One of the most important things to be doing on the weekend is taking it off, relaxing, spending it time on Fridays. But I've dedicated 1 hour so that way we could talk. We could see if there's any craziness happening on the market. I could answer some questions and then prepare for the week ahead. So 30 minutes left to go. And let's keep asking some questions. Keep them coming, everybody. Interesting how gold's reacting. Crude oil's not doing too bad. Crude oil did something very similar. We came down to 80, and now we're pushing up. I want to see if crude could break through these 69s. 69 would be something I want to see crude break above. I'm not short the Nasdaq. I'm actually long the Nasdaq. You guys can watch it here. I'm looking for us to for the Nasdaq. I'm actually looking for us. This is the trade on a higher time frame. I'm looking for us to break through and break through these 520s. I want to see the Nasdaq break through tonight and maybe make a run to these upper 500s. That's what I am playing for tonight. If we can, you can see I'm risking $270 for that play above it. I got triggered in right here. I got triggered in right at 509 on this upward movement. And I'm looking for this to continue higher. Not looking for a gap fill. That is something. That's why I have my stop loss there, because for me, my original stop loss was at 480. And you can see how we gapped up. That is something I am going to be watching. And it's something I am aware of to see if we Are we going to fill this gap, or are we going to have this move up and then maybe fill this gap later on during the London session or the New York session? We don't know. Here's a question for chat. I want to know, do gaps always get filled? Do you guys know that answer? Let me know in the chat. Do gaps always get filled? And now I'm not talking most of the time. I'm not talking that. I want to say, do gaps get filled 100% of the time? Yes or no? Yes, yes, yes. Nope, nope. So that's interesting. Yeah, I'm really curious on everyone's answers. No, 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 no. So I don't know the exact statistics on this, but I'm gonna say no. Now, this don't take my word for it. I'm just really curious. But if I was to guess, I will say no. I would say that there's nothing that's 100% in the markets. I'm gonna get out of this one. But if we take a look at this, let's see if I get out of that one. So here is why I would say the majority of the time, yes. But I was really curious if anybody had statistics on that, because we could always go back in time and find some gap that's never been filled before. And I was just curious to see on what the chat says. And then here's the follow-up question for it. Do you trade gap fills? Does anybody in chat trade gap fills? Oh, it's not going to let me out. Furious Tiger, you trade fair value gaps and order blocks. No, no, yes. Because they are valid to trade for me. You can see I have my stop here for a reason. Because to me, if we break this, if we break the open, then sure, I would say odds are we could come down and test, 484. Like, that's not out of crazy. And, that's a decent break trade, a breakout trade, breakdown trade for this example. So that's the idea. I don't go by like heart, like saying, oh, they get filled 100% of the time, because there's been a lot of times I've got burned by assuming that, or by thinking that, where I'm like, we open up, maybe throughout the day we go up and up and up, and I'm like, oh, there's a gap here, and then I try and take a trade based off of that, and I get killed, and I'm like, oh, killed as in I take a big loss. And yeah, so I could verify they might get filled very often, maybe in a week from now, maybe who knows the next dramatic move. But I don't like playing them outside of a break. Like, as it's getting filled, maybe I could look for a break trade, like a breakout or a breakdown type of trade. New all-time high in gold. New high in gold. Okay, I just want to get out of this trade. Let's see if I can get out of that one and go into gold. Oh, wow. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that is. New all-time high. Gap down 71% of the time in the Nasdaq. Bluekin, I would say a gap down gets filled 100%. Ooh, I don't know. I would say gap downs get filled a lot more than gap ups, because the market tends to go up and to the right. So I would say that one's fair. Yeah, that's funny to think of. Yeah. Gap downs versus gap ups. Gap ups, when the market, gaps to the long side, like we've seen on the Nasdaq, has a less probability than, when it gaps to the downside. Because when we hit all-time highs, therefore, every gap that's gapped down has been filled. Yeah, gold smacked 27.42. Let's take a look at silver. Silver's getting a nice bounce as well. And then gold. Wait, yeah, let's take a look. Crude oil. Crude oil broke through 69. We're holding 69 now. I want to see this hold longer. I want to stay above 69. And I want to see us get back into these 69.30s and the upper end. I need to stay on the 5-minute chart. See this thing hold. See us get up into the 69.29, 69.30 would be my target. Yes. And then gold. Let's zoom in on gold as we watch it. Man, it's volatile. Gold has been volatile. Okay. Short or long, anybody? I'm curious. Cody Emmett. Dakota, are any Series 3 practice tests online similar or the same as the real tests? They're pretty close. They're really close. I'm going to talk more about it during the day show when I'm on with the team. Maybe when I'm on with Nick for a tick tomorrow morning during fast markets, or I'm on with Rips on Tuesday morning. I'll talk more about the Series 3 then. Yeah, it was pretty similar to what you guys see online. A lot of it is just really tricks. There's a lot of little mistakes that you could go through and be like, oh, that was such a dumb mistake. I can't believe I missed that. You don't usually trade gold, but your guess is long. I mean, we're sitting here making all-time highs once again here in gold. Let's see. Did I just get? Oh, I'm out of crude, or not out of crude. I'm out of the Nasdaq. Good. I'm out of that. I had a Nasdaq. I got scratched out for that one. Is the Nikkei still? What's the Nikkei doing? Okay, so this is the Nikkei, Japanese market. We did get a little bit of a pullback here. So we did get a little bit of a pullback down to 080. Now we're right back up. And so, yeah, this is so far. Am I seeing green tonight? Yeah, I mean, I am colorblind. Is that funny, huh? Laughing at my shortcomings. Yeah, we'll watch this. 20 more minutes left. I'm not seeing anything else move other than gold. I mean, that could have been a great entry, but like it's just so hard to buy all-time highs. It really is. Here comes another one. Are we going to see it? Who's short? Who is short gold tonight? Is it 230? What do I think about soybeans? I have not traded them. I have not traded soybeans, silver, or hogs. I know Jay watches those markets a lot more than I do. I am not trading on it. Gold's just nothing stopping gold. Don't have a Stetson? I do not have a Stetson. Let's see. Where are we going to stop this? It's so scary to short it too. Long NQ. I learned my lesson shorting all-time highs. Yeah, a lot of people on Thursday, I think, did that as well. I have such a hard time shorting an all-time high. We just made another one. Man. Can we see 2,800? Someone's saying 2,800 by the end of the week. I mean, possible. That is possible. 2,800. I mean, the way this market's going, I mean, there's basically, yeah, we're up $8 from where we just bounced in 12 minutes on gold. It's a scary thing to do. Screenshot it. 2,800 this week. 2,800 tonight, maybe. The way this thing's going. 27.45 cons on Bookmap. Another high, another session high, another all-time high. Yeah, this thing can move. I'm not seeing anything else happening on these other markets. Lots of consolidation, being slow. Crude oil not holding 69, kind of pushed down a little bit. And then gold's the winner again tonight. It's the conversation piece for slow markets on Thursday, and again slow markets tonight. I've been long gold in my personal account for a couple weeks. Well, it's been pretty good. I can imagine. I mean, anybody who's been buying gold has been very, very happy. Uranium, I have not seen uranium. Yeah, here we go. Just more of the same. Just close your eyes and buy it. It feels like that's the condition that we're in. It's just not stopping. RM trades, what are cons in Bookmap? Contracts? I just took this buy in gold. 5-minute candlestick looks beautiful. Yeah, how would somebody trade this? Like, to me, it's just so hard to trade because you could enter into a long and then we could just sell right back down here, try and find a way to buy it right back up. It's just a very hard market in the way that I trade markets. It's hard. And I'm not seeing anything set up there. I'm really not. Let's take a look at Nasdaq. Nasdaq, maybe. No. Gold is just the talk of everything. I mean, any little pullback tonight is just being bought up again. Right at the 8 p.m. Central open. I mean, open, right? I don't know. It's not really an open. We've just been seeing a spike in volatility. 8 p.m., we see that volatility pick up. And we're seeing it again tonight. Each all-time highs. Any little pullbacks being bought up. With hindsight, yeah, Hindsight Capital, we actually bought that right here. We were long. Hindsight Capital was long gold at 37.36, and we ended up closing it here. We bought it back, and now we are still in a long. Did anybody who's long gold? Did anybody buy gold tonight? I'm curious. Hindsight Capital is the best. Yes. 3,000 seems to be on the docket. Just watching. Yes, green. Pamela's bought it. D trades platinum. Okay, during the London session. Someone bought silver up $100. Long. Flat now. Bought at 27.40. Okay. Sold gold longs. I did. Okay, you're closing out the long position. Crude oil is starting to sell off, I think. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, crude oil's, there goes crude. Crude's selling off. Maybe right back down. Crude selling off, or gold, yeah, crude selling off and gold's rallying. Dee said last week that crude is a sell and he pops thing for next while. Interesting. I mean, that's been the play. Selling the bounce in crude oil has worked out really well. It's been the exact opposite for gold. Is you'll buy any pullback in gold has worked out really well because we continue to make all-time highs. Okay, let's get to a few good questions before I end it tonight. All right, here we go. Coach Dakota, how do you fight to trade when you know you shouldn't? I'm not sure. Maybe if you could rephrase that, Scott, I can answer that better. The urge. Okay. How do you fight the urge to trade? It takes time. It's like practicing anything. The more you fight that urge, the easier it becomes to not trade when you feel it, I guess. If anything. Because, yeah, it sucks watching a market move without you. Like, yeah, I have the urge to place a trade whenever I'm watching the markets, especially when I'm watching a market that's moving. But knowing that it's a lot better for me than to just get into a trade. And then if I lose that trade, knowing that I should have never been in that trade is a much worse feeling, right? Where it's a hard feeling to fight the urge to trade, but then it's even a worse feeling to know that if you do trade and then you lose, then that's just such a stupid decision, right? Lock yourself out. I mean, the majority of trading is waiting, right? Like that's what we do as traders. We sit here and we stare at charts, not trading. Like that's a big part of trading. Is not trading, which is weird to think of. I'm not seeing. I probably closed out of my Nasdaq trade a little bit too early. I was thinking it might come down and close this gap, and we didn't. Not yet, anyway. Is this going to be another higher low? Because, yeah, I want to be long the Nasdaq, but this setup is I didn't like that we rejected it. I thought maybe we could come up here, maybe consolidate, and then break out tonight, and we didn't. And so as much as I want to be long the Nasdaq right now, I just have to force myself to not trade the Nasdaq. Maybe not even trade tonight because I'm not seeing anything too crazy of a setup. Other than gold just being the volatile market that it is, we might see another break to new session highs before the end of the next 10 minutes. Old guys rule, John Dundee, trade ES. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, here's the pullback on gold. We didn't really see much of a pullback. We went from what is this, 27.44 to 27.42, and yeah, this is a tough one. Coach J would say VWAP hasn't left the 3-minute opening range, so just wait. Are you talking about on gold or the Nasdaq? 2 points. For the Nasdaq, I could see that. The opening range of the Nasdaq hasn't really moved much. Opening range. Did I say range? Opening range. My tooth still hurts, guys. Don't make fun of me. Let's take a look at. Oh, man. Up $400 on NQ2 trades. You're still long the Nasdaq. Someone's trading the Nasdaq. Yeah, it looks pretty bullish on the Nasdaq. Yeah, here's one of those urges that that you're maybe asking about, the urge to not trade. I was long, and I closed out of that long at minus $38. And yeah, if I was still long, I would be, still in the money. And if the Nasdaq breaks out, it's going to suck, right? If we see the Nasdaq break out to the long side, and if I wake up and the Nasdaq is up into these upper 500s, maybe even 600s, it's going to suck. I'm like, dang it, I was long, I closed it out, and I wish I would have traded. But you could say that almost every single day, every single night, and whenever you trade. Like, that's the reality of trading. Is there's so many different opportunities in all these different markets that we see here. The idea is practicing patience, practicing, knowing when to trade, knowing when not to trade. And then when you do get a trade and a setup, just following the risk management side of it. So I think that's pretty close to where I'm going to be ending it, everybody. So it's going to be a fun week. I mean, for you guys, not me. I will be on Fast Markets tomorrow morning with Nick for a tick. Then Tuesday, and is when I'm going to be getting my wisdom teeth pulled. We're going to have Arian. He's an actor in Canada. He's going to be joining TopstepTV Thursday at 11 a.m. And yeah, still some amazing stuff to come. Like you guys know, I'm doing the private group coaching. Details to come. I keep telling you guys, the more you tune in, the higher the odds of you being into the group coaching. Now, the group coaching private session is going to be different than the group coaching VIP. The private session I'm doing, for a smaller group of like 20 traders, and it's going to be like 1 or 2 grouping, like maybe 2-hour sessions. And then the VIP, of course, is what you guys see, and that's like the exciting thing that everybody wants to get into. Like I said, both of those, they are yet to come once I'm fully recovered. And yeah, that's all I could say. The more you come to slow markets, the higher the odds are. Even if you guys, poke your head in every once in a while, I don't want you guys to miss it. The last thing I want is, I know there's a lot of traders who watch the recording on YouTube, is I don't want anybody to miss out on the opportunity, right? The last thing I ever want to see is like somebody messaged me like, hey, I was sick, or I didn't know, or I was out for the week and I didn't have a chance to sign up, or something like that. So I'm letting everybody know well enough ahead of time that you can find some time to join my class. And then when it comes time to play, or when it comes time to sign up, I'm going to make sure everybody knows. Like, that's going to be a fact. I don't want anybody to miss it. So other than that, I look forward to see everybody tomorrow bright and early, if not tomorrow night. Take care and enjoy.